is there important things to talk
U.S.
about?
Special Representative for Venezuela, Elliot Abrams, played down any expectation the U.S.-led pressure campaign to oust Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro would be quick or easy.
We have understood that this is a struggle in Venezuela whose length we can't predict. No one can predict it. Regimes always look, or often look, quite solid and quite strong the day before they collapse.
54 countries have called for Maduro's removal due to allegations that he rigged last year's election, used militias to violently suppress opposition groups, and for socialist policies that have produced chronic food shortages in a country with the world's largest oil reserves. And they now recognize Juan Guaido, the head of Venezuela's National Assembly, as interim president. Washington imposed tough sanctions that blocked Venezuela from selling billions of dollars of oil to the U.S. and revoked visas for over 100 high-ranking officials. The Maduro government also blocked opposition and U.S. efforts to send aid convoys into the country that was perceived as undermining his authority. 16 members of the U.S. Congress, including progressive newcomers Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Ilhan Omar, have written a letter calling for an end to the sanctions that they say are making life worse for ordinary Venezuelans. Republican Senator Marco Rubio from Florida said the recent sanctions cannot be blamed for long-standing economic mismanagement and corruption by the Maduro government.
And lest anyone think that this is the product of sanctions from the last 4 to 6 weeks, that's a fraud, that's a lie. This has been going on for years because they've stolen the money.
There are also concerns that the already polarized situation in Venezuela could further destabilize from continued sanctions and the threat of military force, as had happened to Syria when President Bashar Assad defied international pressure to resign.
I believe, however, that it is also possible that it will survive, much as Assad's Syria has survived, becoming even more repressive in its determination to cling to power.
The Trump administration says it is committed to keeping up the economic pressure for as long as it takes, but there seems little international support for any military option. Brian Padden, VOA News, Washington.